Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. Ever since I bought this Harley, or any bike, or any car, I tend to see more and more of the same model on the road. I don't know, that's really weird, but tell me that happens to you as well, because I always notice every time you buy a particular model of a car or a motorcycle, you end up seeing more and more on the road, and you're like, what? Wait, that's the same as mine. So I don't know. But anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk to you guys about. Right about now, I want to talk to you about something, and that is, ever since I bought this Harley, the Big Red, I've been hearing a lot of praise, like, oh, nice bike, great, beautiful choice, awesome bike. And then I've heard from the opposite side of the spectrum as well, like, oh, Harley, they're this garbage. And there's a lot of hatred towards Harleys too. Maybe hatred is a very strong word, but there's a lot of negativity towards Harley as well. And I'm like, why dude? I mean, whatever bike you have, enjoy it, man. Ride it and enjoy it. That's the whole point. So I listen to some of these reasons and I'm like, you know what? That makes sense. And after listening to some reasons, I am going to throw out some of my reasons as well on why you should never, ever buy a Harley. Alright guys, so I'm going to go over a few reasons why you should never buy a Harley. And just so you remember, these reasons are my opinions. They may or may not be true, so there's no reason to be, mean about it in the comments. I just hear a lot of people, there's a lot of people who love Harleys, and then there's a lot of people who hate Harleys, and all of them have never even owned Harleys that hate them. So, I just wanted to give you a few reasons on why you should never ever buy a Harley. So reason number one, sales experience. Number one. So guys, if you're like me and you absolutely hate good sales experience, do not buy a Harley. I'm with you. All the people who hate Harleys, I'm with you, and I know why you hate it. So when I went to buy this Harley, the moment I opened the doors, I was greeted with nothing but awesome attitude and big smiles. The person at the reception desk greeted me. I looked around. I asked to speak to somebody. Person came over, salesman came over, knew everything about the product, was like a subject matter expert of Harleys, answered all my questions. And I liked the bike. I sat down and we started talking price, and one of the managers came over and said a line that I can't forget. I can't remember the exact words, but he said that, hey, we're gonna work with where you want to be on the price. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Why are they making it easy for me to buy a motorcycle? I am used to being treated as a number at a dealership, and these guys are actually all smiles, friendly, and even telling me, don't worry about the price, we're gonna work with you where you want to be. Of course you have to be reasonable. So I was like, okay, well, let me test that theory out. So I looked at all their workout sheet of what the total out the door price is going to be, and I put a number down, and they went back and came back and said, we can work with that. It's a little low, but you know what, we can work with it. The dealership is still making money as well. So, and next thing you know, I walked out with a motorcycle. Are you joking? And not only that, Harley has this tradition where when you buy a bike, they make it into an event. They're like, everybody's making noise. It's like an event. It's being recorded on Facebook. You have to ring the bell, and everybody as far as staff members are honking the horns inside the dealership, and it's like a memorable event. I mean, I walked out there happy that I spent this much money on a motorcycle, got what I wanted at the price that I was happy with, and they made an event out of it, made it a special kind of an event that, hey, you bought a bike, you're not a number, you're a human being, we absolutely appreciate you buying a bike from us. Dude, I was like blown away. I was like, what are these guys thinking? I was very upset. I'll tell you right now, I was very upset. Wasn't expecting that. Very upset. I told the guys, dude, I'm not coming back again. So if you're like me and you absolutely despise having a good sales experience, stay away from Harley. All right, number 2, while we're standing at the red light, is gonna be related to service. So service and / be able to work on your own motorcycle. Guys, I don't know about you, but I've owned European bikes and I've owned Japanese bikes and I've owned Harleys before as well, but what I absolutely enjoy the most is where manufacturers make it difficult for you to service your own bike. Because you know what? Because why should you? Why do you need to service your own bike? I love the fact that I have to take the motorcycle in to get a service and pay off the charts prices, like $400, $500, $600, $700 for service, you know. And the best part is that even if you're able to do your own service in some of these bikes, you still have to take it to the dealership to get the check engine light reset. And a lot of times the dealerships may or may not give you trouble resetting the check engine light, and most of the times a lot of dealerships will charge you to reset the check engine light. So coming back to Harley and why you should not buy it is the fact that Harley makes it so easy for you to work on your own bike, so you don't have to pay those high prices at the service centers, including Harley. You know, that's gotta be a good second reason why you should never ever buy a Harley. Because here's the thing, you're traveling, you know, you're taking 1,000, 2,500 mile road trip. God forbid something happens mechanically to your bike, you're in the middle of nowhere. Chances are that you will find a mechanic who knows how to work on your Harley to fix it versus any other bike. You know, I don't feel like I have an exclusive kind of a thing anymore. I want exclusivity, man. I only want a few people to be able to work on my bike. That way I know that this is a special bike. Not everybody can work on it, you know. So when I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere with something wrong, you know, there's not a mechanic available readily as compared to, you know, a Harley mechanic. So yeah, I mean, I just don't understand why Harley would make it so easy for us to work on our own bike, to be able to maintain our own bikes. No need for a computer reset, oil reset light on a Harley. I have no idea what they're thinking. I like exclusivity. I want only a certain amount of few people to be able to work on my bike, so I can pay those hefty prices at the dealership. So yeah, guys, that would be my second reason is, dude, the fact that Harley makes it easy for you to work on your own bike is just ridiculous and uncalled for. And I don't think, because of that reason also, I don't think you should ever buy a Harley. Alright guys, the third reason why you should never ever buy a Harley would be the aftermarket part support. I mean, Harley itself makes a lot of parts, and you know, they're quality parts. They're expensive, but they're quality parts. And in case you don't want to get stuck with buying parts and accessories from Harley itself, I don't know of any other motorcycle that has this much aftermarket parts and accessory support as Harley, and that pisses me off. I mean, why? I don't like the fact that I have so many options from so many manufacturers of the same product, and that brings the price down as well. And I just think that's just despicable. I mean, Harley has got a lot of parts, a lot of custom stuff, You know, it goes back to my exclusivity thing. I just don't like it. And just because they have so many options and so many parts, and you can make your Harley your own, make it look really good, make it, you know, shine in a crowd, make it look, you know, outstanding, custom, one of a kind, is why I don't like Harleys. And I think that is also a good enough reason why you should never ever buy a Harley. Run the other way, because the amount of headache, the amount of pain you will have in your head by looking at all these aftermarket parts and accessory support and all that you can do on your bike, dude, this is not worth the headache. I would steer clear of any Harleys because of that. Alright guys, so the fourth reason why you should never ever buy a Harley is that they're freaking reliable and well made. And I know a lot of you are laughing and rolling your eyes on that, and you know what, I'm with you. I agree. I mean, what are they thinking? They make a product that is actually well made and reliable. I mean majority of the older bikes you still see on the road, people riding them, are Harley Davidsons. There's no denying that. Sure, there might be other brands as well, and I'm sure there's a couple other brands I can think of that are also on the road, but in massive numbers you see Harley Davidson, people still riding them, 10, 20, 30-year-old bikes on the road, 100, 200,000 miles on them. You know, these are these twin engines with 100 to 200,000 miles on them, and they keep going. I mean, I am so upset that Harley would make a bike that, if you maintain it well, would last you a long time, last you high mileage. Why would they do that? I mean, that just means I'll be stuck with one bike. I mean, guys, think about it. Why would you want to do that? I don't know what Harley's thinking. I mean, like, their paint job is excellent compared to some of the other direct competitors, and you'll notice the quality of parts, the fit and finish, the paint job is excellent on these Harleys. And I mean, they make an engine that could last you 100 or 200,000 miles or even more if you maintain it properly. I mean, what are they thinking? Why would I want to do that? And I'm just sick to my stomach, you know, just talking about it, let alone, you know, I'm just not gonna go in the showroom and even look at another Harley. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I made a big mistake. I don't know what I was thinking. My last reason why you should never ever never buy a Harley Davidson, and that is customer appreciation and culture. So guys, so Harley's got a nice, rich, long history, and you know, obviously the culture is there, it follows. And one of the things that the Harley dealer does is, which just is mind-boggling, is that they actually appreciate their customers even after you have purchased the motorcycle. They don't suddenly get a case of amnesia and they forget about you. I have purchased so many bikes from all these various motorsports type dealers that deal in 10 different brands of everything, and what I enjoy is that when I go there on every weekend, you know, just to see what they have, or every other weekend just to check out what's new in the parts section, I enjoy that it's very low-key, very quiet. You know, there's no barbecue, there's no music, there's nothing like that, because that just gives me a headache. Why would I want to do that? I mean, look at what Harley does during their riding season. Almost every weekend, if not, you know, what, every other weekend maybe, they have some sort of a customer appreciation event going on. Why? I mean, we've already paid you for the bike, you don't owe us anything. So why would they do that? I don't know. I mean, every other week, it's just like I'm like sick. I'm like right here when it comes to these customer appreciation events by Harley dealerships. Every weekend there's something or the other. You go there, it's free, you know, barbecue, free drinks, music happening, swap meets, discount on their parts, discount on their services. There's some sort of promotion going on every week, just because they want to thank you for buying their motorcycle. How stupid is that? Just let me know in the comment below if you're like me and if you think that is stupid, because that, my friends, my Harley hating friends, is another reason why I'm with you on why you should never ever buy a motorcycle that has Harley Davidson written on it, because they appreciate their customers. I mean, what a stupid concept. Alright guys, so that's gonna bring the end of this video. If you're like me and you absolutely hate when YouTubers are trying their best to bring you some decent content, and because of that you will not hit the like button or subscribe button, I'm with you. I get it. I would not want you to do that here either. So that's that. I may or may not see you next time. We'll see.